I'm here for 1 hour or less. 1 hour or less, not more. 5 minutes after 8. We got 55 minutes more here. And we'll give me 2 minutes more or less what I've done setting up. Welcome and stay tight. Let's do it together. Right? Okay. Okay, I'm doing it one special for my sister, for my darling, for Glennie Genius, for Eva Sarah, who celebrated her birthday in the last few days, for Marjorie Duncan, who celebrated her birthday in the last few days. Today is Glennie Jr.'s birthday, and all of you who celebrating birthdays today, happy birthday. Love you all. Let me take it from the top, yeah? For all of you celebrating your birthdays today. Happy birthday to you. No, won't wait. No, how old are you yet? No, how old are you then? Welcome to class. Let's chat with me, Darius Dillion. We call this place the Adolph Lawrence class of patriotism and social justice. We will always name this class in memory of Adolph Lawrence. Thank you for showing up. Welcome. Your first time. This is where we call the classroom. You are here, my students, and I am the professor. Here we entertain, we talk about national issues. Where necessary, we share fun. and then we'll go home. That's the format. School fees in this class. That's your data. School fees in this class is your data. And since we know school fees being high, that means we'll not make class wrong and boring, because your school fees is expensive. Registration free. School fees are what? Your data. Welcome. We have one or two things to talk about tonight. Some trending national issues, and then we'll go home. On Tuesday, this Tuesday, we will be submitting a communication on the floor of the Liberian Senate to bring attention to the challenges, difficulties, and discriminations that are being meted on and against Liberians of mixed breed. Meaning, you got one Liberian parent and you get one foreign parent, but that foreign parent is white. So let's say mulatto or mixed breed, mixed race. These Liberians have complained formally to my office. I've been the senator of Monrovia County. Most of them reside in Monrovia. They find it difficult obtaining national documents like passport, like birth certificate, like even the papers from immigration to get court document for oath of allegiance, because the Constitution says if you were born unto one Liberian parent and one foreign parent, when you attain the age of maturity, meaning 18 years and above, the law does not give you option. The law demands that you should go and renounce the citizenship acquired as a result of your foreign parent citizenship, you know. And when they go to the court to get the oath of allegiance so that they can enjoy full Liberian citizenship, then they get all the different headache people extort from them. Their charges are different. Sometimes they are deprived, denied, they push around. And so they visited me at my office, their leadership, and they made this complaint of the challenges they have faced over the years. For years, you mulatto, you get for instance, you have a Lebanese mother or father, and you have a Liberian mother, and you go for your birth certificate, they say you're not a Liberian, and because you mulatto, and you go for national ID, they say you're not a Liberian, and all of that stuff. You go for your passport, they give you the run around, sometimes they overly charge you exorbitantly, and all of that stuff. And we have some responsibility here to provide oversight, to bring relief to our people. And so on the strength of the official complaint at my office, we have written the Liberian Senate. Hopefully that should be discussed on the agenda on Tuesday, so that we can cite the relevant officials of government, the relevant agencies of government, like immigration, the passport department, the Ministry of Health responsible to issue birth certificate to these people, their national ID card agency, the authorities there, so they can tell us what are the criteria to obtain Liberian document, Liberian government issued document to citizens of Liberia. So Tuesday, we will be making that representation for and on behalf of our people. We look forward to our colleagues seeing reason yet with another communication coming from us to seek the interest of our people. Also on Tuesday, hopefully, we will be making another communication to bring to the government's attention. Thank you, Darius. Arvin, you say yes, you have been victimized by that as well. Yeah, a lot of Liberians who have parents of foreign origin and foreign citizenship are facing that problem. Not only mulatto, Liberians who were driven from here, for instance, live in Ghana for years and have adopted the accent of foreign countries where they live. When they come back home and they want national documents like ID card, birth certificate, to obtain a passport, because of their accent, we say they are not Liberians and we give them the run around. They are complaining of extortion and they are complaining of discrimination, and there can be no better institution of government that can bring this to check than the legislature, where we are to represent the interests and aspirations of our people. And so we'll take this up on Tuesday, and we believe strongly that we'll get the backing and support of our colleagues. We can only hope that when we cite these public officials before our plenary, and the camera have shown all of us holding microphone and demonstrating anger and concern, the decisions derived therefrom should benefit the people. It should alleviate or in fact erase the discrimination and also the difficulties this category of Liberian citizens have to undergo to obtain government issued document. Even at the court, for them to get the oath of allegiance, there should be an amount set by law. But if you're in a certain category, for instance, like I said, you mulatto or you get fed, and you know, they charge you, and it is wrong. It is wrong to do so. And sometimes I would think that victims of these acts should not endorse these acts. They should report them. They should refuse to pay exorbitant fees. They should pay the required fees and obtain government issued flag receipt. If anybody charges you $1,000 for a passport, anybody charging you $300 to get birth certificate, which should be $50 or less, and they say you should pay that money, if you will have to pay, all you need to do is to demand official flag receipt. But we'll discuss all of those things, and we can only hope that the Liberian Senate will take the appropriate action to bring relief to our people. Another communication that we're looking forward to put on the floor on Tuesday is to bring to the attention of the Liberian Senate, the legislature, to the Senate, that the ECOWAS Court, the ECOWAS Community Court of Justice for Human Rights, have handed down ruling. That court has handed down ruling in a case involving Kabina M. Jane, the former Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, who was removed in a kangaroo manner from the Supreme Court of Liberia by the legislature, engineered by the executive. The ECOWAS Court has ruled. The court ruled on November 10, 2020, that Kabina Jane should be reinstated, or he should be compensated as though he's still on the job, and up to the time he should retire in keeping with law at the age of 70, because his removal was not done in keeping with the authority granted under the Constitution, and his rights guaranteed under the Constitution were not protected, were not accorded. And so the court has ruled that the Liberian government should pay in reparation to Kabina Jane, and as well as pay him all his monthly salary and other allowances, as though he's still sitting as Associate Justice. Why am I taking this before the Senate? I'm taking this before the Senate for two reasons. The Liberian government, after the ECOWAS Court ruled, the government of Liberia took an appeal before the court, the ECOWAS Court. When you take appeal before the court, that means you have recognized the authority and jurisdiction of the court over the subject matter. The Liberian government took appeal before the ECOWAS court so that the ECOWAS court could review its decision of November 10, 2020 in favor of Kabina Janneh. The Liberian government sought to appeal to the ECOWAS court to reverse its decision on grounds found in the Liberian government's application before the court when it took the appeal. The court listened to the appeal and dismissed the Liberian government's appeal in what? In its entirety. Dismissed it in its entirety. Meaning the appeal lacked factual and legal merits. That is what the ECOWAS court said. Meaning it has upheld the ruling of November 10, 2020 in favor of Justice Kabina Janneh. And so, since it is the legislature that can appropriate public funding, since it is the legislature that did the kangaroo removal of Kabina Janneh, now that we have the budget before us for appropriation and passage into law, there can be no better time to raise this issue before the very legislature that put Liberia in this mess, so that we can honor the court's decision. The ECOWAS court decision is binding. We are obligated to ensuring that we uphold and respect the court's decision. And we'll put our communication on the floor as well. Next time, before we remove people from office, we'll think twice. We'll think twice. There are still some people here asking on the status of the dual citizenship bill that we put up. I am member of the Judiciary Committee who has sat severally on this issue, and the Judiciary Committee will be reporting to plenary soon. I can admit that we are divided on this issue, and so the Judiciary Committee will come up with a determination and bring this matter back on the floor for the Liberian Senate in plenary to decide. I believe strongly it's time for us to do dual citizenship for Liberian born. You were born a Liberian, you should remain a Liberian, whether you take up citizenship of another country or not. No Liberian citizen should be deprived of the right of citizenship. Taking up citizenship of another country does not and should not deprive you. The law as it is, and I'm not going to play any injury because for years in past time I was against dual citizenship until, you know, they say the Bible says when you're small boy, you kid, you behave think like a kid. When you grow, you mature, you behave and think like a mature person. So I have had a second thought in the last 2-3 years, and we believe that the issue about dual citizenship should be an issue of concern, should be an issue for us to put on the table, should be an issue for us to pass, so that citizens of Liberia, born of Liberian citizenship, should not be deprived of the right of citizenship and should not be denied, should not lose their citizenship unless they themselves decide they want to lose it. We should not make law to deprive our people of the right of citizenship. Now, what we also want to say here is the current law, the alien nationality law that causes Liberians to automatically lose their Liberian citizenship just because they took up citizenship of another country or other countries, says when you say you're citizen of another country, automatically you are not citizen of Liberia again. But you know what is interesting? We don't want our citizens who are performing well, who are doing well for themselves, and who by extension are also helping the country. But when they strip you of the citizenship that causes you to lose your Liberian citizenship automatically, say for instance, the bad ones who do things outside of the law of other countries, when they do bad things in other countries and they revoke the citizenship of those countries, then they deport them back to Liberia as citizens of Liberia, and we'll go and welcome them. Do we just want deportees? Do we want to welcome our people back home as deportees? Or do we just want to make the law reasonable so that you can be a Liberian while you enjoy citizenship of another country? Once a Liberian should always be a Liberian. And that's what we are fighting for. And that's what hopefully we should give to our people. If it doesn't happen now, it is inevitable. It is going to happen. This dream to ensure dual citizenship for Liberian born cannot be stopped. You can be only slow it, you can delay it, but it will never be stopped because it's on an irreversible path. And we'll continue to fight to ensure that happens. Okay, so what is the next topic? Everybody here for Sunday. 15K, eh? 15K. Darius Dillion, you disappointed me. Darius Dillion, you are fake. Darius Dillion, you are dimming the light. Darius Dillion, return the 15,000. Darius Dillion, keep the 15,000. Darius Dillion, build library with the 15,000. Darius Dillion, pay children school fees with the 15,000. Darius Dillion, come to Addington, pay our bridge with the 15,000. Darius Dillion, I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm consulting, and will take the appropriate action in the soonest possible time regarding the 15,000. You elected me. The only thing I will continue to do is to fight to serve you, your aspirations, and your interests. When we do something and we think it is right, when you frown on it for the right reason, our business is to listen to you. If you don't know something, you will never frown on it. If you don't know something is happening in the dark, you will never have an idea as to whether it's good or bad. So the first step to correcting ills in society sometimes, or all of the time, is to shine the light on it. So the first thing we did is to inform you. Since I became senator, this is the first time we have been allotted and received such amount. And I made it my duty to inform you. And the information I gave you seemed to have pissed some people off. Some people feeling let down and disappointed. Some for very genuine good reasons. Some for obvious political reasons. Because even if I take out 15,000, they will still find something to criticize me. I give them 3,000 naira back from my salary. They can still criticize it. My salary that I work for, I give it back. They can still criticize it. So they will find any means to criticize anyhow. But the 15,000 issue calls for sober reflection, calls for consultation, and calls for a lot of soul session so that we can make a determination in the best interest as to what to do with the money. Some people say return it. Some people say, oh, use it for the common good. No, but we will not give up serving you. We are human beings. We may sleep at times. We will wake up. We will not remain on the ground. We will wake up, do our best to make it better. To make it better. And so I'm not going to come find justification to defend or not defend, justify or don't justify. We'll consult and we'll take the best interest decision into consideration. Because without you, God first, we can't be senator. I'm not serving at the pleasure of the president. I serve at the pleasure of the people who employ me with their votes and their confidence. And so when the people say this other thing is wrong, and we, the leaders, see through it that it is wrong and that the people are right, then we should correct it. But the people will not know that something is wrong if they don't know about it. And that is why we'll continue to shine the light over this matter. And so it is not a problem when we're using our personal salary to intervene in the lives of our people. Senator, our brief order, Senator, Charles Schoolfield, Senator, my whole boy, our personal salary. So we are not supposed to use government money for the people. Maybe the channel is wrong. The means by which it is applied may be something that we need to discuss and put into proper perspective. But I believe strongly that using public money for public good should not be a wrong thing. We should just do it the right way and through the right channel. When people come to you for personal assistance, they come to you believing that you have it. It's from your salary. When you don't give it, they feel bad, believing that you mean them. When you want to use their money for their own good on themselves, for public good, then you have our people who think it is not the right way to do it, or it is not the right thing to do. My 2 ears are active. My 2 ears are active. One to those who commend us, praise us. One to another category of Liberians who believe the kind of support they want to give us is not to sing praise us, but to be critical. But to be critical of what we do, just to keep us on the right path. Those people we give listening ears to as well. Our supporters who commend us for doing the right things, who continue to pray for us, we appreciate you, we honor you, we value your support, and the only payback we have for you is to continue to serve the best way we can serve. All the people who were under the ring in the sun, pray for us, spending their money. Most of these people don't expect us to pay them back in cash. The only payback they want from us is we should do the work in keeping with the commitment we gave to them that warranted their confidence to vote for us and to support us. We take that into serious consideration. And so we are consulting, and between now and Wednesday, we should have a determination as to the way forward. So it is what it is. I value the criticism, the condemnation. Any leader who wants only praises, something wrong. If you are a leader and you only want praises, something wrong. At least you know that we receive 15,000 each, allotted to each office. The mistake or misunderstanding some people have is they think that money is part of our personal benefit. It's not monthly. It's not part of our personal benefit. It is part of allotment provided for our intervention as lawmakers. If the people believe that that is not the right way to go, then we listen to the people. But the only way the people will know and decide that it is not the right way to go unless they know about it. And that is why from 2009 under the early administration, this money has been made available. In fact, let me be direct. President George Weah, when he was senator for 3 years, received $250,000 of this same kind of money under the early administration, under the early budget. This is no justification. If it was wrong then, it should still be wrong today. Since I became senator, this is first of the kind, and I thought to report it to my employers. And since there's mixed reaction amongst my employers, then I, as the leader, must consult to take the best interest decision. To take the best interest decision for the common good, and we'll do that. We are humans. We may sleep, but our sleep should not be sufficient enough to keep us down. No. And so, I just wanted to pass this by you. Just wanted to pass this by you, so that you know where we are. Our spirit is not broken. We pray to God to be the light. The light will have to uncover a lot of things. The light will have to uncover a lot of things. And if you appreciate what we do, then we make it better. If you frown on what we do and we believe it is wrong, then we'll put a halt to it. That's how you change the system. That's how you change the country. But if you don't know what's happening in the dark, if the things are happening in the dark will continue to happen in the dark, and then it won't change. And like I said, I am making no justification here. I'm simply telling you. So return the money, build library, carry to your Zogo rehabilitation center, and you know, all that stuff. So all these views, we are taking them into consideration. Yeah, Julius, Jason, thank you. It started from 2015, yes, to 2016, and between that period, Monrovia County Honor Senator George Weah received $250,000 US from the same budget line. Since Senator George Weah became president, that budget line item has not been utilized in the name of no money until in the last few days. That the money actually allotted is $30,000 each, but because no money, they made $15,000 each available. And since we announced it, it has been mixed reaction here and there. We are studying the mixed reaction, and we'll take the best interest decision at the close of the day. Not today, not now. After consultation, after sober reflection, we'll take the best interest decision regarding this money. Yeah, so let's look up for Tuesday. Tuesday, like I said, we'll be looking at we'll be making representation. We'll be making representation for Miss Breed or Miss Risk Liberia, Miss Blood, one who is of Negro descent, and another parent is not of Negro descent, Miss Risk, Miss Blood. They are going through difficulties and challenges in their own country here, Liberia, to obtain national documents. They are complaining of discrimination and in some instances hugely extorted to get national ID card, to get passport, to obtain birth certificate, some things, those things to which they are entitled as citizens of this country, but because of their mixed race, they are being discriminated. Will be calling on the Liberian Senate to cite the appropriate authorities of the agencies of government responsible for issuing national documents, so that we can hear from them and put them in check to bring relief to the category of Liberians, mulatto, and other form of Liberians who are finding it difficult to obtain national documents only because they got one foreign parent who was either white or Asian or something, and a Liberian parent caused them to have mixed blood, and they are being deprived and discriminated. This is wrong. We should nip it already. So this is where it is, and this is where we are. I want to thank you for showing up on short notice always, tomorrow the Judiciary Committee of the Senate will meet. We will also enhance our discussion, further our discussion on the dual citizenship bill. And hopefully Tuesday or Thursday we can have a report from the Judiciary Committee regarding the dual citizenship bill for plenary to debate it and take a final determination. On Tuesday as well, we will remind the Liberian Senate that it is an obligation for the Senate to take a definitive decision on the President's request for advice from the Senate. Even though I believe the President is not supposed to be seeking advice from the legislature on the way forward regarding the War and Economic Crimes Court, I believe firmly that the President of Liberia is using the legislature to free his hand from taking the courage to talk about War Crimes Court and for us to act on it. And since the President is using the legislature as the alibi, every time they ask him what your decision or what you think about War Crimes Court, he said, I finished reading the legislature. On Tuesday, the Liberian Senate will have to have a discussion regarding this matter. It's time for this leadership of the Senate to revert to plenary for us to discuss this issue publicly and make a determination and communicate formally with the President on what we think and what our position is. The TRC recommendation and the law, the TRC Act, which is a law, and the recommendations contained therein, mandate the President of Liberia to enforce or implement the recommendations, not to be asking the legislature for advice. Part of the recommendation is for the establishment of a War and Economic Crimes Court. If the President is serious, yeah, he can put a bill together for budget. Yeah, he can send us communication, want us to do joint resolution to print money. Yeah, he can send us communication to do joint resolution for stimulus package. If the President of Liberia is serious about economic and war crimes code, let him put a bill together and send it to us for review and legislative consideration. But since he is rating us as an alibi for not having to take blame or take responsibility for this issue, it is time for us in the legislature to act. And we do so with no fear and no favor for anybody. When we talk about War Crimes Court, anybody who believes that their name is War Crimes Court, it's up to you. All the baboons, all the animals eating and no water to drink, and one animal say, let the ugliest animal among us go bring water, then baboon vex. Who tell you to send him for water? How baboon know he ugly? Or baboon know that he ugly, so he start making flour already. They say let the ugliest animal among us go bring water for all to drink. Then baboon start making flour. Yeah, by the time you say War and Economic Crimes Code, certain people start shaking. Oh, you talking to me? What are you calling my name for? Your name is not War and Economic Crimes Code. War and Economic Crimes Code is an institution that we're seeking to establish to begin the end to the culture of impunity in our country. Simple. Nothing else. And if I have committed Darius, Dillion, or my mother, my son, my daughter who has so much love, if she committed war crimes or economic crimes, let's establish the court and let's go there. People should have the opportunity to vindicate themselves or the law prove them guilty so that they can serve their punishment. But we cannot continue on like this. And we cannot continue to sit down and allow the president use one letter before the legislature as an alibi for sidestepping and side breaching the issue about accountability in our country. And so on Tuesday, I'm also going to insist that we hear from the leadership of the Senate and for the Liberian Senate in plenary to make a determination regarding this matter. It is on this note that it is on this note that we'll have to go home. When you abuse the public trust, there must be structures in place. There must be structures in place, governance structures in place, and institutions vibrant enough to bring it to book so that it can serve as deterrent for future occurrences. There is no guarantee that people will not commit crime just because there are laws. There is no guarantee that there will be commission of no crime, no matter how harsh the punishment for a crime, for committing a crime may be. No. But enforcement of the laws can serve as deterrent. If 10 persons felt free to kill or steal, but they know that when you kill or steal, you could get killed or you go sent to jail for life, it will deter at least 3, 4, 5 persons from committing a crime. So the laws and enforcement of the law, that's sufficient enough to prevent or stop completely the commission of crime anywhere in the world. But what the laws and enforcement of the laws will do will serve as deterrent, so that the commission of the crime cannot be overwhelming, cannot be unlaw, cannot be the order of the day. That's why you have laws, and that's why laws should be enforced and implemented. You know? So we will be making the case for that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming to class on a short notice. The people say, oh, y'all make the rape law non-bailable, drug law. The drug law should be non-bailable. And the women, and understandably so, the women started saying, when somebody is accused of rape, castrate them already. And the only reason why people are reaching to this emotional and sentimental decision is because the laws are not being enforced and implemented as is on the book. So it comes across as though the law is either weak or non-existent. So people think the harsher the penalty for commission of a crime, the lesser the commission of that crime will be. No. So we don't have the technology, we don't have the forensic equipment to determine, for instance, who raped. While we detest rape, while we frown on rape, and I believe a commission of rape, especially against babies, is evil, we gotta be careful so that we don't violate other people's rights in our anchor to enforce, to call for harsher punishment of certain crimes. Drug law. We have laws on the book against drugs. Are we enforcing the law? Who to enforce the law? The executive. If the executive is not enforcing the law, who should provide oversight to ensure that the executive will enforce and implement the law? The legislature. Are we prepared in number with the spine to ensure this oversight is provided and effected? We are not there yet. And so the executive gets away with a lot of things, painfully too, against the interests of the country. The rain is falling. I'm sure you're hearing the rain sound already. And it's just about time for us to go. And so this is how we call it good night. Thank you again for coming. We hope to see you before the close of the week on Tuesday, when our two communications go through, the one that has to do with the mixed race issue and the one that has to do with Kabila Janet ruling with the ECOWAS court, calling on the legislature to intervene and implement. The Liberian government is under obligation to honor the ruling of the ECOWAS court, under obligation to honor the ruling of the ECOWAS court. And the reason I'm putting that communication on the floor is because we have the draft budget before us, and it is within our authority as legislator to appropriate public money. And part of appropriation of public money is to honor international obligations. And Kabila Janet is entitled to that right. And so we will have to do that. It is on this note that God willing, I'll see you on Tuesday. God willing, I'll see you on Tuesday. Yes, Peter, Calypso for you. Let me say, thank God for the recovery of my brother, a very good friend, the brother-in-law of the political leader of my party, and a brother to me as well, Timothy Ba, the husband of my sister, Ose Ba, Ose Kanga Ba. Timothy Ba, thank God for you, my brother. Thank God for your recovery. God has always been in control. The purpose for you on earth will be fulfilled before God will to take you from this earth will come to pass. None of us may live forever. But while we are here, we should do what we can do and have to do, so that our living will not be in vain. We give God the glory for your recovery. We know you will be fully recovered very soon, because there is God, the same God that brought you thus far will recover. That very God will see you through fully. Timothy Ba, my brother, my friend, God is with you. Keep the faith, be strong, and speedy recovery. Bye-bye.